An oppressive silence hung between the three as they sat, cradling steaming cups of tea. Rocket was the first to break it, asking when the others worked it out. But Redwarp drank his tea, letting the silence threaten to return, until Erin spoke up to explain that while she was treating Molly, she noticed the identification tattoo of a Navy scientist. She didn't recognize the face, though. Redwarp echoed her confusion. While he'd been fighting outside alongside the traders, he hadn't recognized any of their faces. In fact, he wasn't even sure they were from the same facility or not. But that thought was as troubling as it was a relief, and it hung between them in a moment that stretched out long enough for Erin and Rocket to take another sip of their tea, letting the soothing warmth of the psychite dull their regret. Erin wondered if Leaf and Buttercup knew, but it was unlikely. Redwarp recounted how Leaf had been too focused on killing insects to realize the traders were using guns, not bows, and then got called away to assault the hive. It was fortunate, in a sense, that they hadn't brought any serious weaponry. It would be easy to imagine some of the tribals had salvaged a few simple firearms here and there, but a charge rifle would have been harder to explain away. After more discussion, they agreed that it wouldn't help anyone for the others to know the truth, especially Buttercup. What should they do with the bodies? Once they cleared the infestation, it didn't seem right to just leave the corpses to the elements like they'd done with the raiders. Redwarp considered challenging that sentiment, but after a glance at the other faces around the table, he thought better of it. Instead, he quietly finished his tea and got up to leave. One problem at a time, he said, and Rocket and Erin were relieved to agree. Greetings everyone and welcome back to Rimworld and to the Wailing Woods, where we gaze out across a rather bloody harvest, where the Pact of Menla gave their lives, willingly or not, so that we were able to purge a few more hives. Not exactly a trade that the colonists were happy to make, and much less so when they realized just who the Pact of Menla were. Fortunately, neither Leaf nor Buttercup seem to have connected the dots, but how long that will last, who can say? But the silver lining, the hives were cut back a little bit, and in fact, we may well have gathered the means to cut them back even further. But as we can see, Buttercup is already on a smoke leaf binge. Just all the blood and death all around her is already too much. It is very fortunate that she is not aware of just who died outside, or that might be a much worse binge or just a much worse mood event in total, though that does bring to mind the idea of our drugs policy. Now, we've got a lot of colonists who are on the brink, frankly. So let's start off with the new policy. We're going to need chillax policy. Now, the chillax policy will be, let's select that one. You can still use beer and smoke leaf, in fact, recreationally. You can use psychite tea and smoke leaf, however, for mood drops. The psychite tea can be used if your mood is below 40%. Come on, can we do exactly 40? Thank you. And I would like at least one in your inventory. Smoke leaf can be used if the mood drops below 20%. And I'm going to say that you can do it 2 times a day, depending on those qualities. That's quite a lot. Actually, I'll have smoke leaf once a day, whereas the psychite tea can be used twice a day, if need be. If need be. We will see how that goes. So that policy has been set up, and I'm going to want Leaf. Let's pop you on this one. Chillax, Buttercup, and Alton. Now, on the topic of Alton, we have got Alton's name. Let's find out what your secret name was, Alton. You are Blood Sparrow. There we go. Welcome to the colony, Blood Sparrow. Now, we've got a lot of things that we're going to need to try and do. Chief amongst them, we need to get Blood Sparrow's room carved out. It's not much of a room, but hopefully it will be enough. Rocket is bringing in some more food. We are starting to run very low on food. How are you doing, Leaf? It's not terrible. Very quick to go out there and have psychite tea. Wow, Leaf. My lord. Where is Buttercup at the moment? Just wandering around. Maybe he went up there to talk with Blood Sparrow. Buttercup is probably bonded with Blood Sparrow the most of all the colonists at the moment, and maybe she just needed someone who she felt wasn't as close to the problem as everyone else. Maybe she feels exasperated or exacerbated by the problem is exacerbated, that is to say. And whilst she feels exasperated, oh my lord, those words are far too similar, that just how casually the others seem to brush off what just happened. Ooh, an aurora outside, that is very good timing. And it's already over. Yeah, okay, not as great timing, frankly. Buttercup just eating some raw jelly, just needs a pick-me-up, something nice and sweet to enjoy. I don't blame you. I'm going to say that we need a couple of things done right now. Blood Sparrow, I would very much like you to help out with the cleaning. After you've done your mining job, then I would like you to work on cleaning, if possible. In fact, I feel that we need someone else who can also work on this. So Buttercup, you're going to work with that. We do need to get this cleaning done. Again, Buttercup has got some primary jobs that they will take care of, but we've got a lot of cleaning to do, and we do need it done rather swiftly. Now, we've got a lot of stuff that we can also do up here. I need to get to these components like really, really badly. Do we have the necessary components? I think we do. Rocket, can you work on that? We're also going to have to set things up over here. We're going to want to marble wall this area, and ideally, if we have enough components. It doesn't look like we do there, unfortunately, so let's go with the marble door as well then, and isolate this path. There we go. That should help. Now, the reason why I use stone instead of steel. Steel opens and closes faster than stone does, generally because it's a lot less heavy, but it does have higher hit points than wood. So you might think, well, it's a good middle ground. But in places where I suspect there's going to be a lot of damage done to something, and I don't want to just have to keep replacing it all the time, granite is an amazing building material because it is, I believe, the strongest of all building materials in the game. Nothing is as strong as granite. Now, where are you off to, Erin? Erin woke up, perhaps troubled dreams, to realize that maybe, despite what Red Warp said about not recognizing their faces, who could say she needs to check? No, Erin, you need to control those urges. Go, do something productive with your time. Salvage this. We need the components. But I can't let you run out there. You get yourself killed. We've got the machining table. As much as I would like something here, we're not going to have the electric smithy. I think we need something else. We need something nice. A steel sculptor's table. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. It's going to require more steel than we have, but let's get that working. Rocket, once you're done here, Red Warp, perhaps you could haul all the marble up here. That would be fantastic. Blood Sparrow. Mood's greatly improved, actually. That's fantastic. I'm really happy to see everyone's mood improved. I'm going to leave Leaf in on the chillax. Leaf on the chillaxed drug policy, simply because I feel that Leaf is going to benefit from that, and also I feel that is very in character for Leaf. I don't think Leaf would let me take him off the chillax drug policy, even if I felt it was necessary. Now, hopefully we can get more of the work done down here. Erin, as soon as you're done with that, could you haul back the components? 8 components is going to go a long way to sorting everything out for us. Chatted about the other colonists, okay. Rocket, could you work on these as a priority? We're also going to shut down that door, and once that door is ready, we're going to shut that one down as well. Okay, Rocket's mood is worsening. Wow, wasn't expecting that. Rocket, you're generally a little bit stronger, but then again, you know, Ethan had the mental fortitude to put everyone else in the colony to shame. But Ethan isn't here. So let's lock that door. Perhaps this is a moment where Erin's thoughts go back to her ex-lover and lament the loss of that rock which supported all of them. especially Rocket, actually. Rocket was quite close friends with Ethan, being that they were both engineering apprentices, and Ethan seemed to have a way of making the difficult decisions that no one else wanted to, but everyone really understood needed to be made. But perhaps he went a little bit too far in the end. And that is why we're out here. Leaf, that's brilliant. Thank you very much. Get more things planted. That's awesome. Erin, are you going to haul? Great. We've got some food for Belladonna, Thistle, and Zelda. Marvellous. Now, with that all done, let's have a look at Erin. Erin's doing fine. Buttercup, how are you doing? You're okay. Stoned on Stokeleaf. Stoned on Smokeleaf. You wouldn't think I was even awake yet, frankly. Ah, my lord. Cargo pods. What have we got? Other than plasteel. No, it is just plasteel that's already landed. Okay. Well, that's actually pretty good. We have got some very important tools at it. Buttercup, could you clean up the blood and gore in this room? Just to avoid any potential infections, because that was a little bit too close. Yes, I think we're going to need Rocket on Chillax. Maybe I need everyone on it right now. Erin seems to be doing okay. Red Warp seems to be doing okay. Buttercup is a bit better, so let's put you back on social drugs. You can, if you want to, but it's not going to be prescribed any longer. Blood Sparrow definitely needs to still be on it, though. Let's have a quick look at that. Are you? Yes, you're on Chillax. Good. Alright, well, we'll see what we can do. We've got some milk and insect jelly there. Not exactly the nicest meal, to be certain, but it's good enough for now. We've got all the components we need there. We do need steel, though. And that is going to be, well, it'll be something we can gather from down here. Once the time comes, got plenty of berries. That's very good. Got a lot of potato plants as well. Now, hives are reproducing. Honestly, this would be one of the best times to attack the hive. But I need for Buttercup to be in a better mood. Ideally. We need Buttercup to be back on her feet before we make the next push. Research finished gunsmithing. Fantastic. Okay, blowback operation and then gun turrets on the next in line. Red Warp should make very, very quick work of those, honestly. Marriage is on. Red Warp proposed marriage once again to Erin. Erin agreed, and the two are now engaged. At some point in the coming days or quadrums, they will have their marriage ceremony and invite all the colonists. Consider placing a marriage spot if you want control where the ceremony occurs. Red Warp proposed marriage to Erin. Erin agreed, and the two are now engaged. Erin said a word about getting drunk to Red Warp. See, I don't know. There's something feels off a little here, but this is a happy moment, and yet with Red Warp, not typically very charismatic, but not typically the sort of emotional type, and Erin at a particularly low point in her emotions. It is. We're gonna have to keep a close eye on that. Let's hope that marriage is just what they need, and not the only thing that they need. This mood pick me up, but that is going to be a very, very big mood pick me up. But it's a bit of a worry. The timing could be better. There are lots of questions to be asked. But Buttercup is back up on her feet. Now then. Red Wolf is making extremely fast progress there. Maybe we should wait. Maybe we should. Let's find out. Where's our power running through right now? We want the power to come down and go into this area and down along the back here. Alright. Well, for us to make that happen, let's go ahead and smooth these surfaces right there. I'm going to want to run a subsurface conduit down and across, then actually run a power conduit all the way down and along this back wall. The gun turrets can be arrayed outside. That will actually be a very, very potent weapon system there. Let's get a wooden door built over here to isolate this room in terms of its temperature. I would also like, ideally, a granite wall But for that, we're going to need more granite. Hopefully we get more stones down here. Maybe that will facilitate us being able to build off this wall. We then want to smooth out this wall. This is, of course, going to be Sparrow's bed. So let's get Blood Sparrow's bed set up. We will have a bed right there. We will then go ahead and get some niceties in there. It'll take a little bit of time, but it'll definitely be a thing that we do. Getting that all smoothed out would be very important. Let's get the power conduits built up. We're going to need a good hefty chunk of steel here. We have got steel available to us. We've got some compact steel over there. Sure, let's lay down some more mining to be done. Though realistically, we've got all of this room out here to do the mining. And I guess, actually no, let's not complicate things. Let's not start that up. We just need to get the power down here. Bug hive has reproduced itself. Now, by building the turrets before the next bug attack, well, that being said, it is extremely tempting to do it right now. I could have someone stood outside, in fact. Rocket, for example, could be stood here, taking shots at the bugs. They won't be able to cross the water here. This is deep water. Rocket could just be here, taking shots at them as they pass. We could have maybe Erin up there. Blood Sparrow, you've got a powerful weapon there. I think ultimately Buttercup, if you grab the Molotov cocktails. That said, Blood Sparrow is one of the better combatants though. Let's see, have we got a decent steel club anyway? We don't. We really don't. Perhaps that's something we could make. Let's have a look. I don't think we're going to make this knife quest, unfortunately. Too many other things are happening right now. So let's just focus on making a club instead. A nice big hefty club. Now we could make it out of stone blocks. We could make it out of steel if we really wanted to, but I don't think we do. I think I would prefer to make it out of stone blocks. Who's our best crafter right now? That would likely be Red Warp or Rocket. Rocket and Red Warp are the same skill levels right now. Where is Rocket? Rocket, could you focus on crafting a club? This will be going to Blood Sparrow. Blood Sparrow would be... given Blood Sparrow's ability to dodge, I think this would be very, very useful. Erin, chatted with the Rocket about other colonists. An item stash quest. Lobar, chief of the Green Moose Toxero, has informed us of a collection of valuable items worth 1,300. Not far from us. The collection consists of a healer mech serum. Ooh, that's very, very good. Unfortunately, it won't last. Others will take the item in 19 days if we don't. Beware, valuables tend to attract danger. That would be of staggering importance, I must be honest. Very tempting indeed. Let's have a look at this. It's just a marble club. You have a look at it. Melee damage per second, 4.82. Right, okay, well, let's focus you on building all of this if we can. Let's get as much of these conduits built. Sorry, guys. I know, disturbing you, but we need to get this work done as quickly as we're able. There we are. Let's get the rest of it done. There we go. We're also working on the sculptor's table. Fantastic. This will be something for Buttercup to be able to work her art on. Let's make them sparingly, because unfortunately, if we don't, then we can drive the value of the colony up a little bit too fast. Given that I want to clear all, I only want marble blocks. They're the most beautiful blocks that we can use. Sure, go ahead and make that. I believe that only Buttercup has that on any particularly high level. In fact, Buttercup is the only person who has it. And we've got a dromedary calf, a male. Your odds of survival just went down dramatically. Even a female would have been difficult. Something very interesting just happened. After a spate of hive reproduction, I started checking the hives to see where the hives are nearest our base when they would be respawning, so I could start drawing up a plan of engagement which to prioritize. None of the hives currently list any number. I think we might have reached the spawn limit of hives. If that is the case, This could be used to our advantage. This could absolutely be used to our advantage. A point that I think between Rocket's knowledge of the insects, things that he would naturally have been taught about, certainly some of these insects are bred for war, but some of them were more than likely genetically engineered for the purpose of excavation. And Red Warp's cold and calculating nature. If we could encourage the hives to populate this section of the cave system alone, and reach their natural number of hives where they would not reproduce any further, it would be a protection in two ways. One, we could clear out this area and the insects would generally stay where their hives were. And if we could funnel raiders through this area past the insects, it's such that the insects would notice them, that would be a fantastic defense for the colony. Furthermore, having the maximum number of hives on the map might discourage any future infestations, meaning that we could burrow into the mountain and build freely. Now, this is all conjecture, of course, but still, the very possibility that they might act as a deterrent against future hive infestations is not something that we can easily turn down. Not an idea that we can easily turn down. Also, I'm starting to notice that we are drastically overproducing. A fact that Leaf would probably be extremely unlikely to report to the others. Unfortunately, your sister at the very least knows you too well, Leaf. And so we're going to expand out our potato garden. There we are. Those smoke leaves can be gotten rid. Psyche, we've got a little less of, so I'm going to allow that to accrue. Okay, as you can see, Blood Sparrow has done a lot of good work down here and has managed to expose more and more of her room. All we need to do now is get a vent in there and Blood Sparrow's room is ready. We've already assigned the bed to Blood Sparrow. We'll probably want a light in here. Perhaps we could have a little wall light down here, something along those lines. Maybe a little wall light there, just shining a light into the Yorkshire Terriers join. Oh no. Oh, you poor puppies. You poor, innocent, sweet little puppies. Let's be honest. You were going to be poor, innocent, delicious little puppies. There is no way we can sustain this. There is absolutely no way. A fact that will probably break Buttercup's heart. Maybe it's for the best that the others keep it from her, that there is even the remotest chance that we could get them back inside. Whilst she thinks that they've got a better chance out there not trying to cross the paths of the insect, it would hurt her little heart less, because if they manage to get into the base, they would be surplus. They would be used to supplement our food supply, and that's just the way it is. We don't need that active right now. Let's turn that off. We absolutely don't need that active right now. But as you can see, generally speaking, moods are good. Surprisingly good, actually. Surprisingly good. Leaf, do you think you could possibly work on that for me? I just need this built so that Blood Sparrow can then... you're already working out good. Let's make sure that all of this is done. Really, do you have to bother your sister so? My lord. But at least everything's set up. There we are. Alright, with that done, this room is ready and it's at a comfortable temperature as well. I mean, there's a lot to be done with the floor, certainly, but work is moving forward apace outside, and that is absolutely fantastic. We are going to want this entire wall double thick. Not only because it'll better insulate the heat, but also it'll protect the turrets. One of the big things that you can sometimes have happen is if a turret explodes, the explosion can destroy any power cables which were supplying the turret. Research on the turret is going reasonably well. It shouldn't take us too long to get there. Peace talk request. The Grey Weasel Gulo has sent us a message. She wants to talk with us in a nearby location. It could be a great opportunity to improve relations. Let's go and have a look at how far out it is. Honestly, the developments with the hives... Many people have stated in the comments that this is why they turn hives off, that we've spent a lot of time over the last few episodes dealing with them, and that is certainly true. But this is why I like hives. Hives present a challenge that the rest of the game does not. And once you've played the game as much as I have, the challenges are welcome sight. Now, unfortunately, all of the materials out there are starting to decay, and that's not something I really like to see. I think I may have to try and draw these insects out. More roofs are collapsing, unfortunately. Yes, I think we're going to have to. This is painful, but if you can get inside, we need to draw them out. They may not last. That's the reality of it. No, we're gonna hold out for a little bit longer if we can. Oh, fantastic work, Rocket. We have got the machining table up and indeed running. This gives us a lot of options. We can disable mechanists, obviously, but the big thing is that we can make, let's have a look, an incendiary launcher. We can make some more Molotov cocktails as well. It requires 25 cloth and 80 chem fuel. That is not something we can do. What about the incendiary launcher? 4 components, 75 steel. Well, that is absolutely something that we can make. Make one. We want that incendiary launcher. Desperately, in fact. A roof collapse. Let's have another look. More and more of the roofs are collapsing in on the insect. If we can get an incendiary launcher, this is going to become a very, very easy fight for us. Bloodspire, could you equip that? That should not be assigned to you. Good, it is not, I don't think. There we are, getting a little bit more work done. We're going to need the components. Perhaps if Rocket could go and work on those, that would be ideal. There we are. Okay, so options. Options are opening up for us right now. If we can get someone in there with an incendiary launcher, along with a Molotov cocktail, that is going to be a very, very big bonus for us. How close are we to the research there, Red? What are you currently working on? Oh, you're working on the machining table. Well, to be honest, that's probably more important to us than the gun turret right now, but I really would like the gun turrets done as a matter of high priority. Very high priority, if I'm honest. I'm going to allow the colonists to just get more work done, though. We are cleaning out the area for our gun turrets, and once we have the opportunity, we will be setting up the gun turrets out there, though we are going to want to control them via a switch, perhaps. Given that, maybe we could have a little switch built into the rock face here. I dislike how easy it would be for something with just a little bit of a bridge to cross over there. I don't believe, in terms of the game mechanics, that is something that raiders can do. But if we could perhaps make this into a control area, that might be something worth doing. Unfortunately, so much of the internals in here are run off this one power cable there. Hannibal, Yorkshire Terrier. Well, we knew it was going to happen. We knew it was going to happen. I have not designed this with a mind to the turrets, unfortunately. That is really my problem there. There are things we can do, though. Perhaps if we pulled out this conduit and instead ran a conduit down here. Yes, I think that might be a good idea. Let's pop a switch there, subsurface conduit, and we'll have regular power running all the way through and up. You could then run along this wall as usual. This wall could be made double thick to prevent explosions. This I would like reinstalled somewhere else, and then we'll have a power running along the top. Yes, I think that would probably be a much better solution. Let's get some of these walls smoothed out. Well, we might as well smooth all of those walls out. It would improve the quality of Bloodspiro's room quite significantly, actually, so well worth doing at the end of the day, and then we can rip up the conduits down there. Refugee chased at the Wailing Woods. An anarchist named Anarchist. Really? Being chased by the people of the Black Delta Alliance. He begs for safety, joins your colony. As much as I don't think they'd understand, they're honestly safer not trying to get here. I can't imagine that our people would ignore this message. Perhaps, though, Erin tries to explain, look, this is not the right place to go. You're better off with trying your luck with the pirate, or rather the tribespeople. But they continue to beg, and ultimately, Erin just has to cut the message. Annika screams in panic through the tiny speaker before the transmission is cut. It's honestly for the best. They do not want to face the horrors that lurk in the Wailing Woods. Sure, let's build out this wall a little bit around there. Shelley's also downed. This is going to continue happening. The insects will continue to kill them. And there is nothing we can do about it. Absolutely nothing. Rocket, if I could get you to finish up those conduits, though, that would be fantastic. There we are, the switch as well. You can shut the switch down, though. That will have already connected this area here. That's fine. We are going to now remove these conduits. I really shouldn't have built them, but oh well. It's too late now, so we'll just use X there, and there. We will be running power through that area, though. So we do want conduits along here. And this will allow us to make this area nice there. We'll pop down the subsurface conduit just because it makes the flooring look nice as well. There we go. Sorry about that, Erin. Just like, look, the stuff has to be done. Work has to be done. We can't wait for you to wake up, lazy bones. I imagine she said to Leaf with a touch of scorn in her voice. Daylights are wasted. The incendiary launcher is complete. Can we make another? Do we have the materials to make a second? We certainly don't have the components to make a second. We are running dangerously low on food. We should have gone in there when we had the chance. But we did not. Did not go in there when we had the chance. They're going to have to just accept the insect meat for now. Things are too dangerous for us to risk anything else. Okay, well, if we open this door, then the Papas might just make a run for it. Grizzly bear self what? I mean, Sod being masters of machinery, the Mechanists seem to have a way with animals that borders on the unnatural. Well, I don't fancy the odds of our grizzly bear managing to make it back. Oh, wait. They're pulling back. And actually, you're gaining on the ones that aren't. Let's have a quick look. How fast do you move? 4.6 cells, whereas a mega spider only 3.6. Ooh. Can I get you to repath? Set you to unrestricted, set you to animal pen. Yes, we can. Currently, Bloodsparrow and Leaf are heading out to grab some materials whilst they have an opportunity. But we're going to get our grizzly bear inside. Now, whether we're going to keep this grizzly bear now, that is a very, very big question. One that I do not yet have an answer for, and might not have an answer for quite some time. Currently, Bloodsparrow. No. Bloodsparrow. Hold the mega spider. Thank you. Buttercup, could you hold this door open? Bloodsparrow, can you make it back before that mega spider does? We may get one of the terriers. We might be lucky. Leaf is grabbing some opportunity steal there, Red Warp, and Erin are heading out. That's quite beautiful that you would try, but it's not going to happen. You know what I think? Now, see, there's a lot of things to be said here. There are a lot of unknowns, and I fancy doing a bit of a sciencing. Now, we've got this area set up. Yes, we could absolutely have some people out there right now shooting at the insects as they pass. Now, that would be fine in and of itself, especially if they could get a lot of kills. If we could wipe out the insects faster than they're reproducing, that would be absolutely fantastic for us. But if the insect hives are not reproducing hives, are they reproducing insects? Is it possible that we could win this war of attrition? I don't know. I really don't know. But it is definitely something that I'm interested in finding out the answer to. We might have to take a bit of time to work that one out. But it is something that we can look into. If we attack the hives, we now have an incendiary launcher. I could build several of them and pretty much purge this whole area. But the moment the hives start taking damage, the insects are going to go into a frenzy. The problem with using fire as the means, especially fire that will spread, and it'll spread over the filth even if there aren't corpses there, is that it'll prolong the rage. One of the reasons why we've been able to manage that up to now is that we frequently just do a little bit of damage, but we do it, or rather we do a burst of damage. High damage, take out 1 or 2 hives in one go, then retreat, and then let the insects calm down. Would that work for us this time? I don't think so. Oh my lord, really? We've got a bear. I'm sorry, Buttercup. I'm sorry. We can't let this happen. I think the rest of the colonists will have to take Buttercup aside, have a strong word with her, and it'll come down to the terrier or the dromedary calves. And I honestly don't know where Buttercup would be on this, and as a result, Leaf, unwilling to see his wife forced to endure being asked to slaughter the animals herself, he went forward and did what had to be done. I imagine that Erin perhaps is of the opinion that it would be good for Buttercup, that she has to learn the harsh realities that they're forced to live with, but Leaf didn't have it in him to see that happen. I'm not even sure that we can keep Shizuka, frankly. I'm going to need some advice on this one in the comments down below. We've now got an extra bear, we've got an extra pupper. Can we sustain them? Probably not. Frankly, I'm going to be honest about this, we probably don't have the means to do that. In fact, so much so, that as much as this is going to plain Leaf, wow, he must really feel that life has just got it out for him right now. We're going to have to get rid of those as well and expand our food stockpile. Likewise, honestly, for the cloth, we need food more than we need anything else right now. So, goodbye. Do we want berries? No. No, what we want is corn, probably. Let's expand that out. Let's go for corn. Corn has a very nice high yield, and so a smaller growth plot will be alright for that one. Okay, so we're getting the gun turret emplacements set up. Furthermore, we're going to want some sandbags in front of them. This is going to be an automated area for the most part. Yeah, we'll just go ahead with full-on sandbags there. That'll do. The turrets can fire out from there. It should be fine. Okay, we've got a little bit of meat. Quite a lot of insect jelly. And honestly, right now, there's so much insect jelly in there. If we could just get in and grab some of it. So much. Everything, really. So many resources in general in that area. We could head out. We could do a bit of damage to the insects out here. Possibly bring in some more of their corpses. That might be useful. Certainly wouldn't be a bad thing. Yet, I think there are other more pressing concerns for us. Oh, what I wouldn't give for a raid right now. That is going to be an uncommon thing to hear me say, but it is true. A raid right now would do us more good than harm. And there we are. Gun turrets are complete. All right. Now, we're going to want to mine out this area a little bit more carefully. We don't want to risk having a roof collapse, so let's just dig out little bits here and there where we can. Exploratory passages, if you like. Just with the hope of finding more components, anything particularly interesting. Just bits and bobs. We've got a lot of work to do. An awful lot of work. Let's make sure that this area is now part of the home zone. It is indeed. That's excellent. Alright. Well, I'm not going to allow that to be animal outdoors. In fact, animal plan, animal outdoors. I don't strictly want you going out here. There's not really any point either, honestly. for you to be out there. And fallout shelter. I think fallout shelter is just that area, is it not? Yes, the fallout shelter is just over there. Indoors can now be expanded to include this area. Indoors. And in fact, we're going to put a door right down here as well. I think that makes a lot of sense. So let's go with a granite door. I'll pop that right there. Now this area, it's going to take some time for us to set that up, but that's fine. On the whole, I think we're doing okay. Leaf is probably going to make some kibble out of the insect meat and the hay grass that we've got. That's very, very useful for us. We are going to want to continue to expand this. Honestly, as much as it seems odd, but some of the granite that the insects have managed to excavate out there is probably some of the more useful materials that we could go for. There is a lot that we're going to have to do. Another roof collapse, has it angered them? No, but it has probably supported that area a little bit better. Not by much, honestly, based on its positioning, but every little bit helps, really, when you think about it. Right, we're going to disallow that door, unless I've got a reason for you to go outside. I don't want you going out there. Now, there are lots of materials out here that I would like to bring back in. Now, if we could just kill off some of the insects that have made it out here, then that would help in a lot of ways, actually. Blood Sparrow, how about you grab the machine gun? Red Warp and Erin, Rocket and Erin, and Blood Sparrow. I think we'll go out and cull a few of the insects that have strayed this far. That way we can start isolating, maybe just putting down a couple of walls here and there, just isolating these areas from the insects. I don't want to completely seal them off. That is not my goal. My goal is to create choke points which I can put down a couple of traps just to slow down any potential attackers. Now the insects are asleep. This is an opportunity for us. Sure, we're gonna open up this area then. Honestly, what do we want to go for? Realistically, we need to get out there and get the terriers more than anything. So many of them. So many of them dead. Alright, Rocket, can you go and grab this terrier? Erin, sorry to wake you, I really am. Oh, it'd be too dangerous to send you past those things. No, actually, I think this is ultimately going to be an opportunity for us to get out there and do some damage. Blood Sparrow, you're coming with. Let's get all of you out there. Go, go, go. And once you're past this door, I'm going to seal it so that when the others wake, they don't rush out. Because that would be awful timing. Let's get that door closed. There we go. Yeah, you guys have a chat. Blood Sparrow exchanged thoughts about rights with Erin. A bit curious about this whole human rights thing that people have been talking about. Much has changed in the world since Erin and Rocket were last active in it. Right, let's have you guys hold up right there. I would like that door held open, please. And in fact, I would like this door held open too. We're closer on our way back when we retreat, which we're going to have to do. Right, the group it together. Good. Let's get out here then. There's enough firepower here to probably... Oh, that warg. Now, that warg is wonderful in a lot of ways because it's a warg. But more than anything else, I like the wargs out there because once they get hungry, they may well try and attack the insects. Right, there we go. Take the shots as best you can. Wow, you are terrible shots. Excellent work. Some good hits there. Already racking up the damage. Keep it up. There we are. One down. Good. Move on. Where's the next? Yeah, it's on its way. Move forward then. That'll be a good position. Take a couple of shots, please. And it's already down. Fantastic, fantastic work. Is there anything we want to take back with us? Are any of the insects up and about? They are, kind of. Take out the raccoon. This will be an impromptu hunting party. Really tempted to take out the warg. The warg represented a lot of meat. An awful lot of meat. And not terrible meat either, like the insects. Let's go for it. You've got a good group here. Do your best. Well done. Warg Revenge. Keep it up, please. Blood Sparrow's getting very unhappy. Once the Warg is down, I'm going to send Blood Sparrow back. Could you please be better at shooting? Like, all of you. Erin, come on. Show us how it's done. Okay, then don't. Fine. If you're going to be like that. Let's move a little bit closer. I would still like you to use the opportunity to train up your shooting a little bit better. Come on. And then Blood Sparrow can haul the Warg back. There we go. Right, Blood Sparrow. I'd like you to take that Warg back indoors. There we are. You go ahead and haul the Warg back. Erin and Rocket. Go for the Mega Scarab. Mega Spider, sorry. Good shot, Rocket. Very good shot. And be able to draw it up closer? Yes, you did. Fantastic. Where did you hit it? The leg. The other leg. That's fantastic. Excellent work. Slow them right down. Keep it up. 10 hours death. Please keep it up. You need to be better than this. Okay, you're getting a couple of shots in. Now I need you to... Ooh, it's not going to be fine. Right, you need to really hit the Spellopede. Come on. Okay, bail if you can. Bail quickly. That's right. Keep going. Come on, Erin. You've wounded it, but not enough. Right, Rocket. From that position, take a shot. Erin, keep falling back. Oh, that was a terrible shot. Fall back further. Go. Go, go, go. Erin's got a bit of a lead. Erin, go up around this way. Keep going. Rocket, you go through this door. Stop holding that open. Now, if we're fortunate, which one are you going for? I think they might be going for Rocket at this point. No, it's decided to turn back. Fantastic. Just keep going, guys. Erin, it's decided to go to sleep. It's fine by me. It's decided to eat it. Good old insect, eh? Stopped to have a quick snack on its ally. Now, we could use this opportunity to get in there, do some damage. We are not, because we're not going to be that dumb. That would be a super dumb thing to do. Right now, we've done a bit of damage. We've summoned a lot of the hive over here, but the nice thing about it is the hive has not reacted to that yet. If we damage the nest, the whole hive will return. And as I said, fire is a slow killer. We don't want to have an uncontrolled blaze that just prolongs the insect's wrath for too long, because they could easily burrow through most of our base if they took it in their minds to do so. So instead, just play it cautiously. That was a good job, guys. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. I think that's going to be where we wrap up today's episode, though. A lot of interesting developments, not least of which we've got a pupper and we've got a bear, a grizzlord. Okay, going to be an interesting one, frankly. Are we going to keep them? Are we going to keep one or the other? Both? Are we going to slaughter them all? That would be an awful lot of meat. The warg, however, will give us a little bit. At this rate, we're going to end up having to live off insects, and that is not going to be a good time for anyone involved. I can't imagine anyone's going to be pleased with that. On the plus side, if we could make them fine meals, it might actually combat the idea of eating the insect meat. It's unlikely, though. I don't fancy our chances there. We may be able to expand out our greenhouse a little bit. But so many insects over here. We could lure some of them back, though. It's certainly a possibility, and definitely if we get the guns set up, that would help. But there's lots of things that we're going to have to decide come the next episode. But that's going to be it from me for now. I really do hope you've enjoyed and will be joining me for the next. Do be sure to let me know down in the comments below if you think we should keep any of the newest additions, the terrier and the bear, and if so, what should we name them? And we'll find out in the next episode. So until then, do take care, everyone.